Hello, this is Robert Bontrager, also known as Jammer on the message boards, and I want to introduce to you the Nomad. This is the next project on the LTMMO project site, and this is a working prototype, and I wanted to introduce to you and show you all the features and what it can do. The Nomad is designed to be a portable hosting station. It's going to be a handheld unit, runs on batteries. You don't need to have it tethered to a computer. It's all self-contained. It runs off the Arduino platform right here. And we have right now in the prototype, we have a 16 position knob. I'm going to probably switch this to 2 buttons that you can go back and forth on, but for the prototype right now I'm using the 16 position switch. We have a rotary encoder here that lights up, and it's also a button. If you press this down, it activates as a button. And we have our screen, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen how the screen works. What makes the Nomad different than some of the other hosting stations is that you can do unlimited players in games, and you can customize settings. Not only have different teams have different settings, but you can also have different players have different settings as well. And I was able to achieve this by sacrificing the debriefing option in hosting. In hosting, at the end of the game, you have the option to debrief and figure out the stats and who hit who and who got the best score and things like that. Well, we're sacrificing that in order to allow us the most diverse functionality, or the most diverse options here for defining our games, so that we can have a more wide variety of types of games that the person who's running the games can choose. So I just want to show you exactly how this works and the concept behind this. Let's say you are running a laser tag game and you have one team of 3 people versus another team of 10 people. Let's say these 3 people really want to play together and everyone else wants to be on the other team. Well, normally that would be a lopsided game, and the team of 10 would obviously win. But with the Nomad, what you can do is you can give the team of 3 players different settings to even it out. So let's demonstrate that. So right now, let's put this team of 3 players on team 1. I can select either free for all, which is solo, 1, 2, 3. We're forcing them on these teams 3, or user. I can let the user decide. So right now, when we join people in, we're going to force them on team 1. Okay. Next, we've got time, and we're going to leave this set at 99 because I don't care about the time. I want the game to get over when everybody on one team is out. Okay? I don't care about time or setting time limits. Next, I'll go to tags, and again, I can customize this to whatever. Since there's less people, we're going to give them more tags. We're going to say, okay, after you get hit 80 times, you're out. Then I can go to shields. Well, since again you need more of a handicap, we'll give you 50 seconds of shields. We'll give them unlimited megas and unlimited reloads and so forth. We got friendly fire. We can turn on or off, slow tags, or neutralize, and those options there. So we're going to leave this as is for team 1. Okay. So I want to start getting these players in. So to start hosting, I press this button here, turns red, and it goes into my hosting menu. So I've got countdown, quick join, normal hosting, send countdown, or return. So if I come up here, I can go to countdown, and many of you are familiar with countdown of either being 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or 30 seconds. Well, the spec allows us to choose in increments of 1 second each. So I can send a 13 second or 15 second countdown all the way up to 30. The lowest I've found that works is 3. If you go any lower than that, it doesn't work because the joiner, the person joining the game, needs at least 2 seconds in order to receive the countdown signal. So 3 is the lowest, safest one we'll do. I'm going to bump this up to about 6. Well, let's do 7 seconds. Okay, 7 seconds. Now I've got quick join and normal hosting. Normal hosting does what you typically know. You get all the people the game definitions. Once everybody has the game definitions, then you go to the send countdown and it sends everybody the countdown. Well, with quick join, what it does is it gets a person in, an individual in, that once that person is in, it immediately sends the countdown signature. So then that person is quickly in. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. I've got an LTX right here. And let's go ahead and start this. So we're on quick join. I press my button again here, and it's going to say hosting team 1. Great. And you can see that it's sending the data. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here.
Team 2.
So pull the trigger. So now we're in. Now we're going to start getting a countdown. See here?
Good luck.
So now this person's in, ready to go. So I can tell them, okay, go hide, go to your base or starting location, wait for the air horn or whistle or whatever for the game to start. So this person is in. So now I can get the second person in the same way. It's doing hosting. It's doing hosting again. It's going to keep hosting until I tell it to stop. Now let's say I have one person on this team 1. I just want to fine-tune it a little bit. Let's say he's a younger person. He needs just a little bit of help. So what I do, I just press this button, and it takes me out of hosting. And we're back to our hosting menu. I'll just go to return. Returns to our screen. So let's give him just a slight edge. Let's turn slow tags on. Maybe he's a real young kid and needs a little bit of help, so let's do that. Or I could turn that off and do something else. Maybe give him a few more tags. Whatever. I can customize it just for that one player. Now I just go back, press this button again, and now we're back to hosting, go to quick join, and now I can get that one person in with just that specific tweak in the game, and then he's good to go. Okay, so now I've got all of team 1, and now we can go into team 2, and so what we'll do then is we'll just come up here to our team selector, go to team 2, and I can start doing the whole thing. Well, let's say, I really like these settings. I really don't want to mess them up. I may want to come back to them. No problem. Well, what I've got here is this down here where it says A. We're in bank A. So if I come over here to A, I can now go to bank B. And now I could set different settings for bank B. I can say, okay, team 2, you're going to have, say, 99 minutes, but you're going to have maybe 30 tags, less shields, and so forth. And so I can, whoever I join in, I can get them on those settings. It still remembers bank A. And I can go to bank B, and now I've got C, D, and E. So I've got 5 different banks, so I can have different settings in here. Unfortunately, if you turn this off, I'm going to lose these settings. And if I go to bank, it's going to go to my default, which is what this looks like. Now there's a way to save this. If I want to save this in memory, so every time I power it on, I remember this. I just press this while the bank is selected, saving bank A, and we're good. So that's how we can save. Now if I turn this off and back on, it's going to remember these settings. So that's what that does. Now I've got a special setting for Eltars, and I'm going to go over why that is. The reason why I can do unlimited players is because the LTX and the LTTO each have a bug in it that allows players of the same player ID to act as individual players. So if this has a player 1, team 1, and this has player 1, team 1, they can shoot each other and it will act as if they're different guns. But if this has player 1, team 1, and this has player 1, team 1, this is going to take hits as if friendly fire is off, and it's not going to work, or friendly fire is on. So it's not going to work that great for the Eltars. So I have a workaround for this, and my workaround, as I show you here, I have a line here that says Eltar, yes or no. So when I have Eltar on, what it's going to do is it's going to join the Eltars sequentially in player slot 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, 6, 7, then 8. So it's going to use those empty player slots to put the Eltars in, so that during gameplay they'll still act as individual players. That's my workaround for that, so we can still get in Eltars. I may do the code to where after you got the 7th Eltar in, if you want to get more Eltars in on a specific team, maybe loop it back down to player 2 in hopes that both player 2s don't fire at each other. If they do, then they'll take tags from each other. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do that or not. I'm still considering that. But that's what this setting is for. It's to get around that mode so we can get as many people and players in at the same time. Remember, the player ID slots I'm not really using, because that's mainly for if you're going to do any debriefing. Since we're not debriefing, they're up for other uses, and that's how I'm going to use this. Great. Okay, so I talked about the bank. If I slide this one more time, I get what's called a lock screen. And when I say slide, I meant turn this knob after the bank indicator. It's a lock screen. So now I can't do anything. Now you're saying E-load. What's that E-load? Well, that's because I have a little bug I need to fix. It was on save and that E didn't erase. So it's a little small thing I got to fix. So yeah, we're in lock screen. So now let's say I'm just waiting. I got my settings. I can just put it on lock mode, and that way if I turn this knob, nothing's going to happen. Okay, now if I advance my knob one more time, right now I'm in my lock screen. If I advance it one more time, I'm going to go into sniffing mode. And sniffing mode is a function that I designed. Just a little backstory. I run a lot of mobile laser tag games. I use LTXs, and kids are notoriously turning them off or accidentally turning them off, and then they turn them back on or accidentally turn them back on, and they think they're in, but they're not. They're not in the hosted game. And so sniffing mode allows me to go around and sniff or to analyze the tag signatures that are flying around to see if anyone is in the wrong game setting. If they're in the hosted game, it will show that. If they're in an L tag or team tag mode, it will show that here. And then if I see that, I can go ahead and find the person and fix their gun. So that's what this is for. It's not functional right now. I still got to finish writing the code for that, but that's where that will live. If I turn it one more time, then I'm back to my main control screen here. So that's the Nomad in a nutshell. This is a working functional prototype right now. I still got some fine-tuning to do. I'm real excited about this. Can't wait to get this going again. I'm going to hopefully have a functional working handheld Nomad at TagFest this year. And I want to give big thanks to Dustin Westaby. He's been helping me design the PCB boards and giving me some technical assistance and really working hard on the design. So he and I have been teaming together, making these things happen for you. So this is it. This is the Nomad working prototype. I hope you're excited about it as I am. If you have any thoughts or comments or questions, please post them here. I thank you for watching, and goodbye.